Support for the Leadoff on WGLT and WGLT.org comes from the Central Illinois Regional Airport, where sunseekers and snowbirds fly to Florida. Nonstop service on Allegiant Airlines to Tampa St. Pete and Orlando Sanford from Bloomington. Close, convenient, CIRA. More at CIRA.com.
One of Central Illinois' most recognizable meteorologists is set to sign off after a half-century on air. That's one of the things you need to know to start your day for Tuesday, October 14th. I'm Eric Stock, and this is WGLT's The Leadoff. Now let's lead off with renewed hope for peace in the Middle East from the leader of Bloomington-Normal's Jewish community. More from WGLT student reporter Ben Howell.
Rabbi Rebecca Dubow from the Moses Montefiore Temple in Bloomington says when talks surfaced last week about a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, she was skeptical. She had heard it before.
I was in disbelief because, it's been a long 2 years. But then again, I was very cautiously optimistic.
So when Dubow saw the remaining Israeli hostages come home yesterday, she saw it as a first step toward better understanding across the globe and here at home.
It's a big relief that the hostages are coming home. And at the same time, we must continue to learn how to sit at the table and have conversation.
Dubow says Moses Montefiore has done that. It's a small but diverse community. She calls it a safe space for all who may have vastly different views about the war in Gaza.
For many of us, Israel is important to us, but we also recognize that human suffering is not something that we would want to push.
Dubow says the ceasefire is just the first step toward long-term peace and healing that she's optimistic will happen one day.
God willing, will it be in my lifetime? I want to believe that.
Dubow says anti-Semitic violence remains a concern, as Moses Montefiore has had to make security a top priority. For the Leadoff, I'm Ben Howell.
Here are some of the other stories we're following in the WGLT newsroom. Former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan has reported to prison to begin serving his 7.5-year sentence following his convictions on corruption charges. An appeals court rejected Madigan's bid to remain free as he challenges his convictions. And Illinois lawmakers return to Springfield today for the annual fall veto session. Democratic leaders say they want to address affordability. Lawmakers may also discuss the federal deployment of National Guard troops to Chicago. You can find more on these stories at WGLT.org. After 50 years in broadcasting and nearly 40 years forecasting the weather, the chief meteorologist at WEEK-TV is ready to retire. Peoria's Chuck Collins will be on the air one last time tomorrow. Collins reflects on his career with WGLT's Ben Howell, from talking with kids to covering devastating weather events.
It all began when I visited Lakeland College, which at the time was the only junior college in the state that had a radio and TV program with actual on-air experience. We had a campus radio station. So as soon as I walked into there and visited for the first time, I was hooked. And so I went through that curriculum, and I got my first job right out of college. And my first job was in Sullivan, Illinois, at a 3,000-watt FM station. It was just a summer job. And then I got another job right after that, full-time job in Danville. So that's where I started, actually started at the Sullivan radio station in the summer of 1976. And I've been paid to be in broadcasting ever since, for several jobs and several years.
And then now that you're also ending a big period of time at this station at WEEK, what are you going to miss the most about this station in your career? Lessons or people, or what's the biggest thing you're taking away from this station?
The biggest thing I'm going to miss is talking to kids about weather. I would, during the school year, I would go to 2 or 3 schools a week, talking to kids, especially grade school kids, usually grades 3 through 6. They have weather curriculums they study. And just talking to grade schoolers, I love to talk to them about weather. I guess I'm a big kid as well, but they're like sponges. So I'll miss the kids out there, and I'll miss people, even though sometimes, well, all the time, just about, I get interrupted when I go out to dinner or go to the mall or go shopping. People want to come up to me and talk to me about weather. I'll miss that because I just love talking to people. So the people aspect is what I'll miss the most, but especially kids, because I love talking to the kids.
How important has that community outreach been for you personally and professionally? What do you gain, but what does an audience gain when you get to visit a school or a church or talk to somebody at dinner?
It just goes to show that I'm human, or anybody else in media. They're human, because a lot of people see their local personalities on TV, and that may be the closest they'll get to meeting someone that's on TV. Yeah, it's great recognition, but I take away from it just talking to people. We're all, we all have, we're parents, we're brothers, we're sisters, we're aunts, we're uncles, we're all the same, and I'm no different.
More back to your work, your everyday work, or I want to say more bigger events. You've covered a number of record-breaking events, unforgettable weather events, maybe to say the least. Is there one or two of those that you reflect on more than others? A blizzard here, a drought there. Or what are some of those events that you think really stick with you and you'll remember for a long time now after your retirement?
Well, the biggest one is the Washington tornado of 2013, November 17th, 2013. That was a Sunday morning, and the EF4 tornado that ripped through Washington, 190-mile-an-hour winds. That was the biggest. That was the biggest weather event that sticks out in my mind that I've been covering. Number one. Number two probably is the Roanoke tornado of 2004, when Parsons Manufacturing was destroyed by a powerful tornado, and it was just amazing. 140 people walked out alive, and they were all scrunched together in two heavily reinforced bathroom storm shelters built specifically for tornadoes. The rest of the plant was gone, but the two bathrooms were standing, and 140 people came out. Just a couple of minor injuries with that.
That was WEEK TV Chief Meteorologist Chuck Collins speaking with our Ben Howell. Before we let you go, the McLean County Regional Planning Commission holds the first of two public open house meetings today on its revised strategic land use plan. It's from 5 to 7 today at the Fire Department in Downs, southeast of Bloomington-Normal. That's it for today. I'm Eric Stahl. The show is produced by Cheyenne Brown. You can subscribe to the Leadoff on the NPR app or wherever you get your podcasts.